Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. What's the next stanza? I don't remember, but...
Do... Yeah, it's close enough. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Nick, aka Pavel the Barbarian Bard, here with my bestest voiceover buddy.
Gilbert, you got
here
a
with my
game?
bestest voiceover
Hey. Before you continue, my friend, would you please on our private Never to Be Revealed Discord channel?
Oh, yes, I will.
What you're sharing.
I will. And tonight, everybody, we are here gathered in celebration because tonight, Gilby graduates from Phoenix Wright's Correspondence Law School. Gilby, how are you feeling?
Honored, proud, I deserve it.
Just remember, your degree will be in the mail 6 weeks after you cash us the final check. If you do not receive it, don't call us. We will call you.
Sounds a lot like my actual grad school.
All right, but we are starting a little bit earlier than usual because we want to make sure we had enough time to see this all the way through with you lovely folks. So, Gilby, anything you want to say before we get started?
No, let's hop right in and get it.
You don't got to tell me twice. Let's roll.
Rise from the ashes.
Right, and here we are in this weird place to have stopped. Talking to Angel Star, actually.
I think I was Angel last time, but do you want to roll for it?
Yeah, we should probably roll for it. Tonight's dice are a lovely zinc mermaid color, as provided by, we're not sponsored by, but provided by Dice Envy. Thank you, Dice Envy, for my subscription box. I appreciate it.
That's so cool.
Gilby, it is a 1, so you get to choose what voice you want to start with first.
Oh, I'll start. I'll be odd. I'll start with Angel. That's fine.
Okay, sounds good.
The Darkhay investigation.
The Darkhay investigation. Appropriate now that we're here in a block next to Bublock. That's a callback, folks.
that's part of the lore of our channel.
Part of the deep lore.
Right there with Grigori.
Yeah, with Grigori Edgewood. All right.
Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Joe, I don't want to think I was... Oh, I'm so sorry. I already pushed the line. Joe, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then.
That's how you know we're professionals, folks.
So, Pravash, yes. Yeah. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy.
What a metaphor.
Oh. Great start. It's a great start. I'm doing the best. I'm doing the absolute best. Positive reinforcement. Here we go.
Yes.
Poor old Jake Marshall. Though, must have... Wow. Oh, God. No, I got this. I am focused. I can read. Everything's fine. Poor old Jake Marshall must be going through hell. Like
we start half an hour early, and look what happens, man.
Just completely thrown off my mojo.
Yep. So you mean because of his brother's death?
Yeah, see, that's a normal line read. They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate.
Her?
Lana Sky. My sister? The best of the best were put on the SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. The perfect movie poster does not exist.
Right.
Yes. Lana and Chief Gant?
All right.
After the case closed. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of the evidence?
Don't get me wrong. Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found with here, while other items were kept secure. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved with our duties. And I'm sorry if you heard that. That is the sound of New York and reckless driving on the streets.
Just a lovely engine rev here for the parking lot.
You know, for flavor. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and became the chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Sky was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
She was being used?
Damon Gant and Lana Sky.
And movie poster.
Movie poster, yes. Gant led the investigation with Lana Sky. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular almost unreal.
His magnetism?
By that I mean his ability to extract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled.
Incredible evidence? You mean...
Oh, yes. There were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though.
I take it she's talking about forged evidence.
Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh, yes. Myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned with Jake. Mr. Marshall? When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr? That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
Getting our final backstory stuff here.
Yeah. Here we go.
Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief? That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office.
What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change.
At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr.
You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I am. Ooh, that was nice dialogue.
Yeah, it's not bad. And if I'm not mistaken, that is a series wrap on Angel Star.
Thank you, Angel Star. You were, in fact, a star.
Yeah. Do you remember where we were
taking that guttural lull with me wherever I may go in my future days?
Do you remember where we were headed?
Nope, sure don't.
It's okay, because I do. We were headed out to the police department. Because we have in our possession One letter of resignation.
No. God, I thought we were just going to make fun of the Blue Badger.
No.
Now,
when I say
see David Tennant one more time.
That's right, one more David Tennant. Now, when I say that we were at the point of like no return, I mean we were right there.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ.
You're a DJ as well?
If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey.
Oh, that DJ.
I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene of the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there.
There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Well, we could try talking to him.
We could try talking to him. We've done all the talking we can do.
We can't talk to him no more.
This is a good time to remind everybody also of the conceit of this stream, because I realized we didn't do it in our rush to get to the final bits of this.
Excited.
That's right. Gilby was not allowed to play video games when they were younger, and therefore is experiencing a new wide world of electronic entertainment. As such, we are playing all these games so that Gilby gets a chance to play video games. So, we are not just walking through this game, Gilby is figuring it out as we go, with me as their Sherpa guide thing.
Huh?
That's close enough. But also, at any point, since we're doing the voice acting, if you get tired of hearing a specific person doing a specific role, all you have to do is shout "Objection!" in chat with an exclamation point, and Gilby and I will swap the voice parts we are doing on demand, and we will do something, we'll do the other person's parts.
Be sure to put it in caps, so that way we can really see.
Right. I am for the first time looking at the signs on either side of Gumshoe's head. They are just frustratingly enough like words, but I cannot tell what they are.
Criminal something.
That looks like that says fines at the end. Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway,
sex
but the
anus? Is that what it says? Does it actually say sex anus? Is this one of those things like with
yeah, it's like when when Simba flops down. Yeah, exactly.
Oh god, I wouldn't put it past them.
No, I don't. But anyway, I say all that because Gilby, what do you want to do in this moment? How do you want to proceed?
The only thing we can do is present the letter of resignation from Mr. Edgeworth and let Gumshoe know this is it.
This is it.
I
think you're right. And what's this crumpled up piece of paper?
Oh, the music is serious.
No way. Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. I mean, is he ever not serious?
That's a good point.
I can't believe they pushed him this far.
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Alright, that's it. I've made up my mind.
But...
Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out...
They put you off the hook with another lost item report.
Hey, look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective. Thank you.
Gumshoe's ID tucks swiftly into the pocket. Gumshoe's ID, a police department ID card, allows access to the areas of the PD and detectives.
Alright, we got what we need.
Give me 1 second, my friends. I'm getting the personal message on the phone.
Sure.
I just want to make sure that this is taken care of, and then I don't have to worry about this again.
That is fine.
Sing us a lovely song while I take care of this very personal thing.
You'd think I know thousands of songs, and apparently I decided that was what I was going to go with.
And you went actually for musical theater, Nick. I'm slightly disappointed.
I know. I just decided to do like tuneless nothing. That's great.
You know what? I respect it because maybe this is your body internally setting boundaries of like, no, you don't get a real song unless you pay.
Now, the only thing I can think of now is just doing I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find.
Oh,
like, that's all I've got. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know why that was stuck in my head, but there you go.
There you go. All right. Well, with the wise and encouraging words of the Carpenters, sweet, sweet music, let us proceed forward to the pipe organ, I guess.
Back to the chief's office. We can get ourselves in without.
We can play close to you on the pipe organ. Here goes, Mr. Wright.
That's a serious lock, too.
Yeah.
All right, we're here without a chaperone this time.
How did taxpayers' dollars get approved for this nonsense?
I mean, this is back in 2000, before the recession. This was during the boom, man.
Yeah. We like grew up 10 years too late. We're in. If anyone finds us now,
Detective Gumshoe's a goner. I mean, if that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah!
Sorry. Thought you were a ghost.
Didn't even know you could slap a ghost.
Oh!
Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong, so I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card?
Gumshoe's ID and rendered unusable in pocket.
Hey, don't do that to my card! Gumshoe, bless you. You know, I hardly ever get the chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now, come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. So we've got talking we can do, we've got examining we can do. What do you want to start with?
You know what? I would actually rather start with examining, if that's all right. I love me my Gumshoe, but...
Oh, absolutely. And we've got a slide this time, so...
Yes, lovely. I would like to look at that Fabergé egg-like vase right there. Oh, it's not clickable. How about the safe?
Sure.
That's clickable.
This is a safe, isn't it? Safe.
I'm sorry.
That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so.
It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it.
A 7-digit number. Ooh, I think I might just know what it is.
Input number.
Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know! You want to try my birth date? It's...
No.
I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. All right, Gilby, what's going in?
Oh god, I thought the game would just do it automatically.
Oh no.
How about the last date? How about the date of the original murder?
The date of the original murder, which I can't pull right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're doing before you come in.
Why would you do this to me?
To be fair, I didn't do it on purpose.
February something. Obviously.
Oh, 2. 11.
00?
Even then, it doesn't quite work as a date because there's not enough numbers.
Crap. No.
Code input error.
Damn. What SL9? No, SL9 is 3. Just 3.
Yeah, we might have to do a little more reasoning before we get to that.
God damn it. Okay.
You thought this was going to be easy, didn't you? You were like, I'll click on the safe and Phoenix will do it for me and everything will be great.
I thought the AI would handle it. I was wrong.
You were very wrong on this one.
I guess that wasn't it.
I was so sure that was the number. You know, February something, 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 something.
In the year of our Lord, February. God. Something and something else. Yes. Right, I can word. Maybe we should check the court record again.
A 7-digit number.
Let's check the court record.
Sounds good. So what's got numbers on it? You got numbers here.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have that.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to be a safe code. There's your date.
Yeah.
But even then, we...
No, that's
in the
six.
year... Fox Malone says, in the year 2000!
Welcome back, Fox Malone.
Yeah, not enough or alternately too many digits to be a date.
Hold on. 0221, SL9. If you look on your keypad on your phone, what is SL? SL is...
Get through phone. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Set that up. Sorry, I got a new phone, and so it's wanting to tell me about all the cool things it does.
Right. Okay, so S...
It'd be 75. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, so 02... Wait, no, hold on.
Okay.
On. Way simpler than we're thinking. If it's what I think it is, I'm gonna roll my eyes so hard.
Okay.
What was that number in court that we had to like count every time we said? It was like 777.
Oh, you mean this one, Gilby?
Yeah. It's 7 sevens, isn't it?
I think it is. Would you like to try it again?
God, if that's it, I'm gonna laugh. Yes.
All right. Zoom in. Input number.
Yeah, if this is it, this is like the most boomer password code you could possibly pick.
I mean, the other thing I think that helps you here is you got to think about whose safe is this going to be, you know?
Right, old man Gant.
And if anybody was ever a boomer...
Yeah.
Code confirmed.
Hey.
Access granted.
Okay.
Bingo.
What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was that, pal? 7777777, the final ID card number on that record.
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 777777? That ID number? I think you're 1-7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, anyone care to look inside? Yes, I do. Do you care?
Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away?
Look, it's,
A shard. A shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before?
Put it with the base! There's something else in here, too.
What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth.
Nick, you know there's no way this would be admissible in the court of law because we didn't have a warrant and we went through somebody's personal effects, right?
I mean, listen, if we're going to start talking about, like, the intricacies of evidence law at this stage of the game, we will...
Respect for human privacy?
Yeah, we will absolutely lose our minds. Like, this is not the time to start questioning
this
the villa...
This is a because game moment, isn't it?
Yeah, this is not the time to start questioning the
Verisimilitude.
Thank you, of this particular investigation.
Yeah. This is a handprint, isn't it?
Hey! I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so.
Oh. Well, it was just a thought.
Is that it? Is that all that was in the safe?
Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shard from a cup.
No, from a vase. We found the vase. We gotta put it in the vase.
They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Yeah, great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident?
Come on, there's gotta be something you can show the detective. Hey,
All right.
Nick.
Hey, yeah.
How about that vase?
Do you want to do the vase now before we explore further?
No, we'll put a pin in it because I don't want the game to like. I have learned this happens in video games too. Sometimes it locks you out.
Phoenix Wright is very kind in that the only thing you will miss is optional dialogue. You can't lock yourself out of a thing.
Okay. I still want to know how the hell he got a pipe organ in his office because that I could see somebody like bringing in a keyboard, a guitar, but that I have questions about.
I'd like to believe it was like a converted church organ.
Like the police department is inside a converted church?
Yeah, that's my thought. Yeah, because I mean, look at the ceilings. Like, you've got these big vaulted and the stained glass windows. Like,
yeah. I have to look at the front of the building. I just did not expect this to be the top floor.
Right. Fox Malone says, how nice of a game not to lock you out of things. I think,
I know, right?
I imagine that between Fox Malone doing Starfield and then you and I doing Baldur's Gate, we are both familiar with a much less forgiving gaming experience, too.
Yes, indeed. But yes, my friend, please, if you would, kindly click on that monstrosity known as a pipe organ.
Oh, sure. Oh, such as permanently missing a sphere. Oh, yeah, that's infamous. I never actually played Final Fantasy X, Gilby, but there is a notorious, like, upgrade that you can miss very easily.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, why would you even... Oh, boy. Okay. Hey, the Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building.
Aha, he's in a different building.
There you go. When a detective screws up, the chief calls him to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours.
What's so bad about that? Music suits the soul.
After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment. Literally.
But aren't Chief's ears affected?
He never listens to anyone anyway. That's beside the point.
Okay. How about the knight in literal shining armor?
Sure. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Hey, sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? I will say...
it wasn't just the early odds before 2028.
I will say it's really impressive the number of times that we've...
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. The number of times we've had a comment or something that we've just thrown out, and then the game, like, a couple screens later is like, hey, how about this thing? I don't know if that says something about... yeah, is that something about our sense of humor? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, predictive tech? Or what?
Yeah, secretly...
only you at home can decide.
Yeah, secretly there is no Phoenix Wright. It's just being created by AI as we go.
Oh god, that would actually be a nightmare. I would okay. What? You mean we're paying for this? My thoughts exactly, girl. That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. Okay, don't do that.
You don't have any taxes to pay.
Girl.
Shh, be careful what you say.
Do not mess with the IRS.
Right?
Do not.
Hey, be careful of what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there.
Even if he did, he'd never be able to figure it out.
Hey, cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be.
Damn, my gumshoe's scared.
Yeah, I did not mean to cut you off there, Gilby, talking about the IRS. I apologize.
Oh, dear God, no. I mean, it was better for everyone's mental health that we stopped talking about it.
I will say, did you see the IRS determined that Microsoft owes something like $30 billion in back taxes?
No, but that is delicious.
It's pretty great.
Wow.
You got a desk. That's about it on this side.
What about the phone? Is the phone different than the desk?
The phone does not show up at all. So
Okay,
I'm guessing
so
it's the desk. And you got a window if you want to look at the window.
I could look at the pretty window.
Okay.
You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. if you were to drop that suit of armor, oh, it went too far.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, suit of armor from here. Yep.
At first, the chief wanted to use stained glass for this window.
Really? Why didn't he?
They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view.
Oh.
Stained glass or not, it's a huge window.
Yeah. All right, the desk. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two! Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in this desk. Gilby, can I retcon that? Do you want to be Chief Gant first?
Oh, not at all. Don't even.
Okay.
I'm so good.
I was sitting there, I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'm taking a lot of male voices.
Nope. I did all of Angel Star. Like, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I started the stream. Well, I'll warm back into it. I am not concerned. I know I will have plenty of time to talk.
Fair. No, I was thinking more of when we switch, I'm gonna have a whole lot of female voices.
And I'm gonna have a whole lot of male voices. That is part of the beauty of voiceover acting.
Yeah, that's just the danger we've put ourselves in here for this final session.
Right, all of it. One of the reasons that we have this stream on this particular night is I went to a workshop last night with a rather famous voiceover artist who was giving a workshop on her craft. I won't say the name because I don't know what the confidentiality
I don't want to blow up anybody's spot.
But she is very famous for playing a male child. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, don't let gender hold you back when it comes to roles for voiceover acting. Because,
absolutely true.
This woman literally said that insert very specific character here paid for her house. So you too can play a child.
That's right.
And make a shit ton of money.
Or at least you could before the man got to it.
Right, and the IRS. And, maybe don't buy a pipe organ for your office.
Right, yeah. This is exactly, it's all those Pentagon pipe organs is the problem.
God damn.
Anyway, we're doing that thing where we know we're at the end of a game, and so we're now just like
extending the time.
Yeah, we gotta move. I know we took a little extra time to make this go, but we gotta clip along here.
Harshing my jam, man. You're harshing my jam.
This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though.
Hey, look at the case name.
Huh? SL9 incident.
Go fucking figure.
I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective? What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about the evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long? Yeah, that's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence.
You know what? For now, you be edgy.
Oh, God. Okay.
No. Wait. It's totally not gonna work.
No, it's not. I think you kind of gotta...
A list of evidence. It seemed too short. Most lists run twice as long.
Look at them being partners even though they're buildings apart. What would the other half of the list be doing here?
I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case.
It would appear so.
Evidence list. Added to the court record. Evidence list. List of evidence. The SL9 incident was ripped in half. So this part is all
It says the desk isn't done. Do you want to check the desk again?
Yeah. Wow, look at the side. Wait, we did this.
Yeah, we did this already. Oh, we found this inside the drawer. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident.
Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of that list.
What would this list be doing here? We better look a little more into this list. Do we have the other half of the list?
I don't know. Thank you, guys.
We sure don't.
I think only Edgy has it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Alright, so other half of the room.
The picture. For sure, the picture.
Yeah, you wanted to see this as soon as we got in here.
I did. This was taken on that day 2 years ago.
The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here, and then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think?
Huh, that's all we're getting. Interesting. Yeah, but blocks. Blocked.
Yeah, very IKEA. Yeah. These shelves are mostly empty.
Well, I would imagine he blew the budget on the pipe organ, so...
Yeah.
For shelving was that.
Lana must have cleaned them out when she was transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf.
Hey. This is when Lana and I went to that theme park.
She left the picture behind of them at the theme park?
Yeah.
Ugh.
2 years later.
Right. You got a desk.
You gotta click.
This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy.
Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner.
There's not even any dust on it. It looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime?
Interesting. All right. Anything over on the other shelf?
I got another window.
The windows again? Yeah.
Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? I mean, ever since making Detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that.
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams.
So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired.
Don't say that!
Right, Phoenix? Don't say that.
Yeah, listen, if Gummy wants to become the Kool-Aid Man,
Oh!
him have his dream.
Oh yeah! Oh no! No, it looks like they're treating those shelves as a unit.
Okay, and I guess that's everything.
We gotta present some stuff to Gumshoe that would convince him that the items in the safe are related to the case. I think we also got stuff to talk about, too.
Oh yeah, we actually have to talk. Do you want to talk first and then present evidence?
Sounds good to me.
Let's do.
That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's?
Yes, where I was waiting for Lana. On that day, 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves us as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see.
So, Lana left. No one ever touches that desk?
No one except Chief Gant! And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining.
Wait, Nick, can't we spray it?
Ooh, we can certainly try.
Yeah.
You want to use our luminol?
Yeah, why not?
Spray!
Yeah, just a thought.
Yeah, may as well give the room a spraying.
Maybe the picture?
Yeah, who doesn't love this sound effect?
Right. Aha! Look!
Oh. Oh.
Whoa. This area must have been covered in blood.
Is this from that incident?
It must be. When prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. 2 years have passed, so the reaction's kind of dull.
So a murder really did take place here. Well, there you go. I was just kind of spraying for fun. Do the other side of the room?
Yes.
Whee!
It's like that episode of The Office when they wait for the D logo to hit the corner.
Right. Nothing here this time, I don't think.
What about the pipe organ?
I missed it pretty good, but we'll give it another once over.
Yeah. Well, I guess no one would be able to reach that high.
Right, that would be quite the blood spray.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
That's all right. But yeah, that was still, it got us something, so that's good.
It did. So let's continue our conversation.
Sounds good.
With the gummy bear.
Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on! Not so fast, buddy! Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal! You don't just let it go at that! Oh, sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him?
Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best if I don't divulge my feelings. Yet. Hey, there you go, ignoring me again.
No, your monologue. Just because Edgy can read his thoughts doesn't mean everybody else can.
Right.
I believe the time to present has come upon us.
And I do think it's worth starting probably with that one item that you were very anxious to get to.
The vase.
Why this vase?
That vase with the blood splatter.
Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Those are the days. Well, it's kind of early to be nostalgic.
Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case?
That's right. One of the shots had an SL9 sticker. I had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? Oh, you mean this one? That was in the safe?
Yes, that one. That was in the safe.
Whoa. And now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits.
Hello, Soda Gun.
Yeah, welcome in. Glad to have you. You are here just in time for the final part of this case.
Woohoo. Yeah, let's assemble the fragments.
Assemble
obviously.
fragments. Oh, Shotogun, because you are new, this is the last time we're doing it, but it's... Oh, damn.
Objection!
There you go.
Okay.
Objection. Go to it, Gilby.
Okay. Here. Let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Mr. Wright, here's some glue.
If I can piece this together, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. All right. Well, look. Look at that.
I know, I think the game did the work for us on this one. Just...
Pop it in.
Yeah, there
Bada
you go.
boom, bada boom.
Easy enough.
There. It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident.
No, you're not wrong, Shotogun. At this point, it's not exactly... We're not exactly putting in for Mensa.
I'm trying to get a little bit of gravitas in my voiceover delivery performance, but obviously you work with the material you have.
Yeah, try to put a little bit of drama into the proceedings. But...
Hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others.
There's a reddish line on it.
Reddish line? That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe?
Unstable jar, updated in the court record. Unstable jar, evidence from the SL9 incident. Final fragment found in Chief Gant's safe. Blood traces.
Interesting.
Alright, what else you want to present him?
Maybe the list of IDs, now that we know the safe number is that 7777777.
I think you're right.
That's the ID card record, isn't it? Yes. There's only one number left to investigate. At 4:20 p.m., the victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with the executive officer number 777-777-7777. That's 17 too many, Detective.
I love that gag.
Executive officer. I might just have a hunch. You think,
right.
Fee? You think,
Yeah.
Fifi?
So got us a little extra dialogue there, but not the piece we needed, I guess.
Not the piece. Interesting. Okay. Can we fingerprint the face? I don't know if we can.
Fingerprint the vase? We could try. I think you have to, like...
Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective!
All right, good in town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking your hand out like that? Go ahead. Take my fingerprints.
It's not your fingerprints we want to take.
Huh? Come on. That's Phoenix's voice. I'm so sorry.
It's
So
all right.
sorry, everyone. Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I was not talking about the cloth we found in that safe, but...
Hey, but now we are.
For inserting it in. Now I am, yeah. Oh, hey, I knew that. As did I, voiceover actor.
Yes,
Got a game.
as did we.
Yes, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor?
We definitely got a handprint. Okay, Mr. Wright,
Yeah.
let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. Oh, I miss you, Nintendo DS. All right.
What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a billion times. Okay, now who's acting like a teenager? Phoenix?
Right.
Okay. All right, let's get this over with.
All right, Gilby, tell me when. Wait. Dust? Oh,
Dust.
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 Say
What
when.
It's a sad day when you realize you were...
Right before...
It truly is, Soda Gun. It truly, truly is.
Right before you got in here, we were talking about the fact that, like, we were making the jokes the game was making, like, a screen or two ahead, and I was like, I'm not sure if that says good things or bad things about us.
I'm not either, frankly. Yeah, I guess that's enough.
I was just saying, I'm about to white out this screen. I hope we're getting something.
I mean, you could. Give it my best shot.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that is the sound of a new follower. So, Shodagun, if that was you giving us a follow, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you much, man. Or lady, or they, them, whichever one you may be.
You are a very particularly special individual. Thank you for your subscription.
Yeah. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print.
Thank you for confirming. So, I am a guy, and yes, that was me. Hey, awesome. Well, we're glad to have you, man. We do this once a week. Okay, let's try a different finger then. I say a little preview of maybe next week's stream, but I'm thinking about trying to convince Gilby to let us blow up.
To let us what?
Blow up? I haven't pitched this game to you yet, but I shall do it shortly.
Oh, okay. I don't know, for some reason when you said that, I was like, are we going to like try to be Instagram influencers and blow up like viral?
We're going TikTok viral. All right, Gilby.
That seems about right, yeah.
Ugh.
Aha! Gave it my best shot.
Yeah, this is the same dialogue we got last time.
Same dialogue. Okay, we gotta do all... We gotta do all the fingers.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find the good one.
No jokes were intentionally made with that particular comment.
Some would say none of her jokes are intentional, but then that'd be giving us too much credit.
You
Oh,
don't
wow.
have to fingerprinting it so hard.
That's-
I can only imagine, because it's got to be a delicate art, otherwise you might smudge it, right?
Right. What were you doing that you were doing a fingerprinting? Showed again. Aha!
Aha! Got the swirls!
And is this at all accurate to the actual process?
Beautiful.
Oh, cool. High school forensics class.
I love it.
All right, Gilby, who do you want to compare?
I think Gant, probably, right?
I mean, I don't know. Not looking good.
Oh, that's his. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Goodman?
Yeah, we can check. Looks like we're out of clues this time. Little Kitty Cat says jealous. And
Right?
Little Katy Cat is my wife, and I know for a fact that she is indeed jealous of you, Shotogun. Anything that is true crime or mystery related, I know that she would want to be doing. But it was inside the chief's safe.
Right, along with that shard.
So that means it's got to have something to do with that incident.
The one that happened right here in this room. She's right. We should check the fingerprints of everyone who was in here that day. The way I see it, there's a higher power at work here. You just gotta have faith.
That's a weird time to insert, like, there's an angel over our shoulder metaphor, but hey, here we go.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure we're in a converted church.
Maybe so,
like,
yeah.
Associating by environment.
All right, who do you want?
Goodman?
That's good, man.
Nope. Lana?
Goes the other direction.
Yeah. Oh, hey. That's pretty close. It's pretty accurate, actually, but maybe not an amateur could do this so well. It can be used as evidence. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I gotta imagine there's a lot of, like, precision that goes into something like this, but it's cool to know that the game was somewhat accurate as far as that process goes.
Yeah, I appreciate it when games at least try.
Have some of that word that I tried to have earlier. Verisimilitude?
Verisimilitude.
Ha-ha! I got it that time.
No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing?
Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they?
Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints.
Hey, you, over there. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. That's healthy.
Right.
Yeah, maybe you should hold on to this.
Piece of cloth folded and added to the court record. Found in Chief Gant's safe. Evidence for something, but what? Bears Emma Sky's prints.
Was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence.
Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat?
A Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon.
Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective.
Do you mean me, sir?
Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat.
Me, sir?
Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore.
But, sir...
Now get out.
Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too then.
Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright?
Look, pal, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew I'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that they've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I'm starting to get the picture. Why has she kept eerily silent all the time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm trying to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. So, she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Even like the comparison machine program thingy is accurate. Fingerprints are distinguished by finding different types of breaks, loop forks in the ridges and marking where they are. That's what those dots on the oh, okay. So it's like a litmus for a measuring system to make sure that they're accurately like apart from each other.
I was thinking of it like
I am not wording correctly here at all.
I was thinking of it like a topographical map. You know when they do like those.
Yeah,
those...
that is a much better way of the salad of words that I did.
February 24th, detention center, visitors room. By necessity, so you're not talking to yourself. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning.
It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here.
But I've already told you all I can.
What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing.
Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman.
You know, I think I finally figured it out.
That's good to know.
Your fingerprints, no matter what.
I wondered if they could do the whole, like, because one of the cases earlier, have you played this game before, Shotogun? I don't know if you played Phoenix Wright or not, but one of the cases earlier, the guy's burned his fingerprints off with acid, and it's like, yeah, you can't do that.
Gotcha.
That's definitely good to know.
Gotcha. It's good to know. No, I think I know who it is working behind your words.
Okay, so you've played them all. I have played this one a number of times. Gilby has never played them, so we're trying to keep away from spoilers. But yeah, I didn't know if you remembered that scenario or not.
I have never played this game before at all.
Or most games, for that matter.
Yeah, that's kind of the conceit of my channel, Gilbert Got a Game. Because it's true, Shotogun, I did not grow up being allowed to play video games. I have discovered them much later in life. So my buddy Nick, aka Pavel the Barbarian Bard, is guiding me through the experience of learning how to play.
Yep, walking them through the experience of what it's like to be a kid again.
It's fun.
Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right.
Edgeworth?
Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe.
Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Here we go.
You gotta talk.
Talk! I have to admit, more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual.
What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person?
Protecting? No, I think... Afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence.
For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name?
Oh, gee.
I wonder. Another of those jar level puzzles showed up.
I kind of want you to click Meekins just to see what it said. Oh, I mean, take that. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Wellness guy.
Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place.
I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans.
My apologies. Oh, God.
Sometimes criminals credit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense when you put it that way. It's probably because they watch too many TV shows where they think that that's a thing you can do.
I can't imagine, A, how long it would take to heal wounds like that, and B, how much that must freaking hurt.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, I would just...
That's a choice.
I'd be like, listen, Shotogun can come get me. He's got my fingerprints. He knows it's me. It's fine.
You know what else you could do? I mean, if you really wanted to be, a bad person and commit crime like this, you could wear gloves.
Now, listen, that's a practical answer for a practical game, and Phoenix Wright is not a practical game.
You wear gloves, they're the same. Some of them are quite cheap.
It's true. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know?
Damon Gant.
We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective.
Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes?
Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence.
Of course, these are serious offenses.
Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned?
Chief Gant?
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was...
me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant.
If you intend on accusing Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case.
How about the vase?
Falsified evidence. Because he hid that,
yeah.
But he didn't...
He didn't falsify it.
Right.
I gotta think about this. I'm not sure. God, the game actually wants me to think for once. Okay.
No, the vase is correct? Okay. Do you want to try the vase with Gilby?
Yeah, let's go with the guy. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Oh my god, no, thank you.
No, it's okay, Shotogun. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
I will do what my favorite YouTuber does in this situation, is if we truly think we're stuck, rather than going and consulting a walkthrough, I will turn to the audience and I will say in a French accent, please help us, we are in needing of a hint, and then you will know that we're ready for hints. But no, you're good. I appreciate the call out on that one.
Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder.
Why not?
Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate.
The murder of Detective Goodman.
Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate.
Orders?
Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day.
You want to do it?
Yeah. Well, we don't know who this could possibly be, Gilby. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body.
Yeah.
You'll
that
find
totally
it.
Random voice.
Yeah, the totally neutral voice. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. That's my phone voice changer modulator. Is it good?
Sure. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman.
Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body.
Murder weapon? Edgeworth's knife?
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it.
The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife.
I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife.
And that's why Angel said she saw
Her stabbing.
stab. Mm-hmm. That would be Edgeworth's knife.
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him.
I mean, girls, same. I'd still feel weird about it.
Right. That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand.
Yes. It seems I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in.
Yep. Miss Starr, huh?
Which means she hasn't lied to us. She technically stabbed Detective Goodman.
She did.
Gotta appreciate that technical telling of the truth.
Mm-hmm. Technicality that will shortly be remedied.
Worthy of a zone of truth moment there.
Indeed. Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so bad? Obviously, yes. Game, come on now.
Right. It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible.
So, you hid Dark's knife?
The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have had a field day with that.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe?
Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
You asked Emma?
I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
That would explain why Emma was so confident. About Lana's innocence.
Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call.
Oh, hey, Nick, what did she just say? Orders from Chief Gant.
Hey, who would have known?
Oh, indeed.
A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him?
Showed it because you have not been here for the other episodes. Gilby has a legendary hate of Detective Jake Marshall.
I do. I hate this man with a fiery passion of 1,000. He is the epitome of weaponized male incompetence, and I cannot stand him.
I really thought that his coming clean would maybe sway the opinion a little bit, but no, nothing. Shota, come on! How could... Oh.
Yes!
Surrounded by Judases left and right.
I remember a case where a woman asked this man to hide a body of her boyfriend who she killed, and the guy agreed to hide it for her and kept it in a freezer. But then the woman asked him to put it in an ice grinder to get rid of it.
I like that the ice grinder would...
Unfortunately, at that point, I feel like he'd still be an accomplice. Because he was aware.
Oh no, absolutely an accomplice. But I mean, at least he was like, hey, this is a bridge too far. Also, Katie, how dare you?
When your wife calls you out on live.
I will not take this Jake Marshall hate. He is a good comic character.
Jake Marshall, hashtag.
Justice for Marshall. Anyway. The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at that time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own.
Oh, you mean...
Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands.
disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence.
He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared.
Justice for all women who have had contact with Jake. Thank you!
Listen.
Nope. Your word is moat.
I don't know if you could hear Katie laugh, like chortling in the distance.
Has decided I object to your positive reinforcement of this terrifically awful behavior.
This is the hill that I will die on, and I will die on it after we finish this case, because we have taken so much extra time. We have to go. I know, I'm ruining our fun, but still.
Nah, so your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room.
You are graduating from correspondence law school tonight, come hell or high water. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you.
But Lana...
You've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow.
Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demon.
Alright, drama queen.
I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago? To be continued.
Alright, Gilby, it's time.
Let's go!
The very last courtroom scene. Are you ready?
Actually not quite yet. Would you mind if I took literally 2 minutes to replenish my hydration situation?
Yes, and I have a suggestion before we start this last court scene.
Oh, pray tell.
I think we should reapportion the roles and reassign who's doing what.
Oh, okay.
Just because I know
What do you suggest?
it's going to be Gant heavy, and I know that Gant is not your favorite person to do. So I thought maybe we should just do a quick reset.
I don't do that voice well naturally. It's kind of like Meekins. It's like I can do it for a short period of time, and then it's like, nope.
Oh, Shota, if you get a chance, you need to go back and hear Gilby's Meekins. It is picture perfect casting. Like,
I don't know if it's still on your thing. You might have to drop the YouTube link.
Yeah, say it's on the YouTube link. I'll put it in my profile or something. But it's chef's kiss. It's perfect. But yes,
but
go get some water, and then we'll maybe reset and do some new voices.
Okay, sounds good. I leave it in your capable hands, and because I'm on the super secret Discord channel that absolutely nobody knows about, I'm going to mute my mic while I take care of that.
Sounds like a plan.
BRB.
Oh boy. So, for folks that are hanging around while Gilby is getting some water again, I was thinking we have a couple options of what we might do for our next game. And I'm hoping that we will do it over on Gilby's channel. It has been wonderful to be on my channel for a little bit, but we try and switch between the two so that as we get new followers, we can get people on both. Shota, if you are so inclined, I'll drop a shout out to Gilby's channel if you want to follow us there as well. You don't have to, but if you want to, that's fine. I make that sound so awful. But yeah, I am hoping that we might either do a game called Killer Frequency, since we are in the Halloween season, and I think that we might be able to do at least a good portion of the game. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but it's like a walking point and click adventure kind of deal, like a combination of Firewatch and like an old school like King's Quest kind of deal. And then the other one that I'm hoping to pitch is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which I feel like is one that we could get and just come back to whenever we feel like doing it. So, but that is the two suggestions. And then we've got some older stuff like our Night in the Woods playthrough and a couple other things if anybody's feeling like doing that. So. I'm excited about this last part of the courtroom scene because it is so good. Surely there's got to be a good like courtroom song that you can sing in like an intermission to this. Adjust the color settings on a Canon MP495 on Mac. Boy, welcome to that hit segment of the Gilbert Got a Game Network called Nick Googles That. So let me see what I can try and find out. Canon MP495 Mac color settings. Let's see. Set the ink intensity and color balance. All right, so you can adjust color tints when printing, or you can dilute, brighten, or intensify, darken the colors of the overall image data during printing.
Shout out, that's sweet.
Oh yeah, I put it for Shotogun to follow us over there in case we do the game on your channel
thanks,
next.
Man. Yeah, I think our next game is going to be on my channel.
That's what I was just saying while you were gone.
Someone's been hogging the views.
I have been, but that's what I was saying while you were gone, is talking about maybe some suggestions for our next game, and hopefully that we're going to do it over there.
Yeah, and we have some highlights on my channel of us doing a similar exercise of voiceover acting with Night in the Woods also.
Foxwell and I have dropped you a link to how to adjust your printer into
Nick, why don't you drop in the YouTube link as well?
I will find that real quick, sure. But in the meantime, you ready to get started?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here's my proposal. We'll do another dice roll, and then we will just choose as we go.
Okay.
I'm going to suggest that whoever takes Phoenix takes the judge, and I'm going to suggest whoever takes Edgeworth takes Gant.
Ooh, okay.
All right. So it is...
Wait, if that's the case, who's taking... Let's do this then. Let's also have one person take Emma and one person take Lana instead of somebody doing both of them.
I think that makes sense to me.
Then that's 3-3, right?
Why don't we put Lana in with the Edgeworth group?
Okay.
And we'll put Emma in with the Phoenix Wright group, so we keep everybody in the bench the same.
Switch that because Emma and Phoenix probably talk to each other more than...
That makes sense.
Emma.
It is a 4, so it's even. I will start out with the Edgeworth, Gant, Emma group. And then if we get an objection, we'll swap. Sound good?
Sounds good. And I will start with the Phoenix, Judge, and Lana.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We got a plan.
Let's do it. February 25th, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
This is the defendant lobby, all right. There's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? Almost as if...
Great. Something's been happening behind the scenes. Yeah, okay. I had to guess.
Yeah, good. You're good. Edgeworth.
Knowing you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is.
Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out.
You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything.
True. Not yet.
In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright, and Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty.
But she didn't do it.
I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here to hear what you have to say.
This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her.
The truth?
Everything goes back to the SL9 incident.
Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past.
That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened.
I'll think about it. See you in court, right?
This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now.
Oh, our favorite part.
It is time.
Done.
All right, everyone, feel free to join us with a lovely...
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lorna. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant?
Morning, folks! How's everyone doing? Hey, G, you been to the pool yet?
No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work.
Oh, that's a good one! Don't think I can top that! If you don't mind me asking, Chief, what exactly is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
She wants to do what?
Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. What's this all about, defendant?
I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished.
Well then, what's your request?
Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial.
Huh?
I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office.
No, Lana! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea.
In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services.
Lana!
Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you...
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This cannot be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
Objection! One moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
I don't.
What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be.
Get it, Edgy.
With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me that some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
Oh, to whom?
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Ms. Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony.
Hold it! Oh, sorry, that was Lana.
That's fine.
Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue.
I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, No matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Edgy getting
Very
Shakespearean up here.
Right? I'm loving the quality of mercy going on here. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Ms. Emma Skye, please take the stand.
Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the rein.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Emma. Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct?
Yes? I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant?
Yes, it most certainly is.
Well, okay then. You sure get in fast.
Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago.
Trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial.
You know, I feel like lately I have not gotten to be the witness that much. This will be fun.
Oh yeah, fun.
This
And
is
you
usually
get to be a 16-year-old girl. Have
right.
a blast, man.
Usually when Katie hits us with an objection, but
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
that will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Gonna cross-examine Emma on the stand.
Yeah. Well, you know the drill, man. Hold it!
Yep.
Hold it! Hold it!
She does too, for that matter.
Yep. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective in the police department, correct?
Yes, she was second in command under then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and this guy used to be quite the pair.
I believe they shared the same office.
That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too.
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana's promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
A man?
Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer.
Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on that day of the ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right?
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Skye and Gant's office.
There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him.
What was the prosecutor doing there?
That day, there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
almost forgot about it.
Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony.
I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came right in.
I don't clearly remember what happened then, but...
Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights?
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then. Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman. The victim. Hear more. But you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago.
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw?
Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
Picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture.
Yeah.
This picture the witness drew. I believe it has a very important...
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost.
You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right?
Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes.
That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken.
But I did draw it, I swear! I'm not just imagining it.
This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again.
Well, anyway, let's continue. This scene that imprinted an image in your mind, can you please describe it to us?
The man...
That must have been a real shock.
Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly.
Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? What were you doing? I believe...
For the folks at home, that's an imitation of our former acting teacher.
Yes, this Edward's voice is very much acting teacher light. I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage.
When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them.
Emma doesn't have any reason to lie. But Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can.
Okay, so we've been through everything.
What do we present?
Said we should check the evidence.
Yeah, because we don't have a copy of the picture. Like, the picture's just gone.
So it seems, yeah. We got an evidence list now. We got a piece of
we
cloth.
do.
We haven't really looked at either of these, to be honest with you. Do you want to look at one or the other?
I'd like to look at the prints.
The prints?
Although I feel bad about, like, bringing this up in court instead of talking to her about it, but the game didn't give us that option.
Right.
Clear handprint can be seen on the leather cloth. The print belongs to Emma. I think I'll keep this information to myself in case the game doesn't want us to present that.
Yeah, not right now. Let's look at the other... So here's the evidence list.
Yeah, we didn't look at that. Aha! Oh my god! Well, would you look at that?
How about
A
that?
picture is drawn on the back of the evidence list in magic marker. I've got a very bad feeling about this.
Well, I think I know what the contradiction is. Well,
Go ahead.
maybe we should be presenting the picture first.
I think we should present the picture.
Okay.
Right there. Actually, I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost.
Sounds good to me.
And the music stopped.
Probably good.
Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into a drawing of that picture. I did not say that line correctly, but I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
And yet, you would insist on denying its existence?
Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that if, as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Turn it. Oh, what's this?
Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew.
Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling.
What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
Huh. These lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form. You can see the marks here, where they were torn apart from each other.
A rare, insightful moment from our judge.
I know, man, because that man is thicker than milk.
Right.
Yogurt combined. But here we go. All right. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you.
What? What?
Order! Order! But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
A minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor! Are you all right, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yeah, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. Let's see.
I don't know why he's angry. He set it up to go this way.
I know, but like, the fact that he's had this list all this time and never turned it over.
Right.
Pretty incredible.
Okay, that's the point. That's the point. Okay. Sorry. We're pushing through. We're pushing through. I got this.
Yep.
Something wrong. Yeah, I think with the screen shake, the camera shaking, that's probably an indication there's something goes wrong.
Yeah, that he's not the happiest individual. Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing.
Stop it! No! No! God damn it! No! Okay, show it again. Just check the highlight. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
Damn freaking badger!
Oh God, I love how.
Nearly made me puncture a lung in real time on stream.
I
for all the
love
world to hear.
I love how many callbacks they have to this thing. So
And
much.
the music. Why the music?
I love the music.
God. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
I guess he was out of scrap paper.
Evidence list restored and updated in the court record. List of evidence in the SL9 incident. Half of this list was found in Gant's desk.
Okay, I got this. It's fine. Very well. Yes. Will you please testify about this picture you 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture.
Would you like to look at the entire list now that we have it before we do this testimony?
Yes. Oh, I see what they mean by torn in half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it was that fold in the crease. Okay.
So this is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
To think a flash of lightning can burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Press it all?
Press it. Did you draw the picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye.
2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted in all black? So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue.
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor.
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when I saw the lightning flash.
That's close enough.
I have a theory.
Okay, do you want to pitch it?
Yep.
Go ahead.
I don't know how this is gonna work out, but because that character's face is facing away from the camera, I wonder if that's Gant and not. Well, I don't know why you know that.
Interesting. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt.
What happened after the lightning flashed? Boop.
You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry.
The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further?
Aw, edgy being protective. Oh, Emma.
Right.
Oh, fangirl. Sweet. Hey, I'm not the bad guy here.
Anyway, this picture...
Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course! This is the exact scene!
It wasn't influenced in any way from talks with the detectives?
Are you insinuating that we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No, of course not. I better watch out or I might find some way to cut my salary.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about the picture? Huh? Oh, well... Strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. Yet, there's clearly a contradiction here.
Alright, so there's a contradiction.
Picture I drew too. Can we look through the dialogue?
Sure can.
Picture, flash of lightning was so bright all you could see was shadows. For that I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
That's it. It's all the dialogue.
Yeah, I want to bring up the other half of the picture because my gut tells me that something about Blue Badger, either he was in the room or she saw him through the window or something, but there's got to be a reason that the Blue Badger is there. It's not just for... I don't think this is just for scrap. He was so heavily featured, and they've made literal toys out of him. This can't be a random in-joke by the developers. This has to be contextually plot-driven.
Well, so... I guess we have to figure out what the contradiction is, but we don't want to present the picture for the picture, right?
Right.
So I guess the question is, what would... Maybe the incident files?
Maybe. Perpetrator, serial killer, death. There. Edward, Jason, Neil, Miles, witnesses. Lana, investigators. Okay.
Nothing there. Maybe the autopsy?
Let's look at the autopsy. Oh, I see it. Okay. The knife in the picture is blunt. It's squared.
Oh. Okay, do you want to present this?
Yes. Because if use your words, Gilbert. So in the picture, the knife edge is blunted and squared, but according to the autopsy report, it also says stabbed in the back. And this is front.
Let's do it.
Yeah, something here. Yep, and the music stopped. Okay.
Nice job, Gilby.
Yeah. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember it like it was just yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out the contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? I think it's the knife.
Yeah, I think your first instinct here.
Yeah. No, the music didn't stop. Oh, it did! Okay, good. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
I'm afraid that's not so simple, Emma.
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem?
It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Oh, what's made of it?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. Right. But what does this mean?
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence?
You're treading on thin ice, Wright.
Skate with me, won't you? All I'm saying
Right?
is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence. You can't deny the possibility.
No. Ah!
Order! 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 Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me once again to go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in the story, there is a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife.
But what chance of there being two broken knives? I know where the other broken knife is.
Do you?
It's the trophy.
You got lines to do, Gilby.
I'm sorry. I got truth bombs to drop too. So another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? There is another one. It's the trophy. The witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw. It can't just be explained away by a simple observational error.
Mr. Wright.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. That's the only way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Nick, would you please show, well, it wouldn't be the shield, but maybe in the picture?
Yeah, I think in the photo.
Yeah. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture.
This is a picture of
This
the
is a
Edwards.
picture-
Ah!
That's you. That's you. Sorry, bud.
You're good.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon!
Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding?
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order! 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 Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that year. And as an award, he was given this shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be!
Oh? And why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors' award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed!
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. It's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait! I remember now! I remember everything!
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth! What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back.
I knew it! This picture, I'm the one who drew it.
What?
You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.
Goddamn music.
All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Guy?
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mixed up and now the blue badger?
We have an objection!
All right.
This should be interesting.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
This is certainly most unusual.
Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense can begin its... Stop! Please! Don't pursue this any further! Lana! What is the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this! I've already confessed to the crime! Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Press it all?
Let's go.
Okay.
Yep.
When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark?
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see were shadows.
The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports.
So then you... Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife.
But as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person.
What do you mean, you think?
It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't really remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur.
Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. There's so much happening in a matter of seconds. A little disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next? Are you sure about this?
Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought of this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't even exist 2 years ago. It's all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. Had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him somewhere before.
I'm just gonna linger here just for a second.
Do we have to?
Look at that happy face.
Now I finally remember.
Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh, I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was.
What was it Emma saw when the lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger, really?
I think I might just know.
The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture, yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright.
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in this instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger lookalike. Mel Gilby, do you know what it is?
I think it's Chief Gant's hair, but I don't know.
So we can't go to the people profile to present Gant.
Yeah. Can we look at the picture again? No! No, you know what it was?
What is it, Gilby?
It's the vase!
The mysterious blue badger was, in fact, this. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger.
Indeed, it doesn't. And not as it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However,
Turned upside down.
what if we change our viewpoint?
Yep.
Our viewpoint? I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this from.
God damn this music! Keep going. Close. Yeah, wait. You're just having too much fun. No. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do when you're stalling.
Is that not it right there?
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I was to say, I was thinking this.
Yeah.
This isn't right. I gotta make it look more like the badger. I thought that was right.
Allow me to remind the defense this case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim.
I've got to find just the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more or horizontally?
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it!
I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this from. Alright, so obviously it did not like my...
It did not like your interpretation creatively. Yeah.
Maybe it wants it more like this.
Yeah, that looks closer.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm not gonna say it again. Blah, 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 blah.
Alright, well at least it's
Maybe
letting
it's
us...
turned like all the way upside down.
Alright, so this obviously has to be the two...
Yeah.
There.
Yes. Oh my god, game!
I feel like I'm watching Sesame Street yelling at the screen.
No! That's not right!
Hold on.
Dora the Explorer.
Blue Badger
I don't blame you. That's
angle.
a 22
Yeah.
face.
It's the top fill on Google once you put it in.
So clearly this was enough of an issue that enough people had to look it up.
Oh, wait.
Oh wait, says Fox Malone. More.
All right, that's as close as I can get it.
Yeah.
There he is.
There it is.
Well, is this a miracle or what?
There it is.
No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger.
No. It can't be.
Order! Order! Defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this...
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remained. What's your point?
What do you mean?
So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. This sends the case in a whole new direction.
Nice. Indeed. Very well then. Please, tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? Murder weapon?
Murder weapon's still the knife, right? Stabbed by a knife.
So, the murderer, I think, okay, theory time. I think this is exactly what happened. I think Neil was trying to stab Dark, but Gant came in with the vase. Maybe he thought that Dark was the one with the knife, but it was actually Neil. So he hit Neil with the vase, made him die.
That is very innocent and wholesome and ignores one piece of evidence we've already found.
Okay, then I got nothing.
Do you want me to choose the correct one?
Yes, please. Really?
Allow me to take these in turn.
Okay.
At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
A very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon
Oh my God,
Gant.
I didn't even see that!
Right?
But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness tested so herself. Testified.
Yes! And it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office.
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body? From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though.
Let's go.
Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have had to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more.
If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
Ah!
That suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
No, Mr. Wright. You can't be thinking.
Yes. There is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility. Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh my God.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No.
I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Ms. Skye, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her?
Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Touche, Miss Skye. Of course. That only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one matter or another.
That's impossible! Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name the victim may have left behind
Is in the evidence.
This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased.
The cloth.
Not the cloth.
Really?
Really.
The shield?
Not the shield. One more guess. I'm only doing this because we're getting short on time. Sorry.
That's okay. Is it on this page?
It is.
Okay. It's not the video camera.
It's not the video camera.
Can I look at the autopsy again?
Sure.
Stab wound, piercing heart, lung. Assessment died from blood loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon was found. Weapon found in wound was missing tip.
So I will have to tell you
Yeah.
that it would have to be something that was there with the victim when he died. And most of this was not. And I already told you it's not the cloth.
It's not the cloth. So it would be the statue. Oh, you think it's the jar? It is the jar. Okay.
This is the message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he just going to speak the killer's name?
That thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
Looks like someone wipes the blood away.
Yes, but notice, for some reason the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away.
Yes, there is a line here, drawn in blood.
It's half of an M. So what are you saying? Is these dots were once lines?
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent.
No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I've got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. His murderer's name.
Yep. Oh, this is so sad.
I told you this game shifts in tone, man.
Just thought she was helping.
She did. You thought it was going to be Gant. The guy sucks, but like...
Yeah. I guess then what does Goodman have to do with all this? That's the part I don't know.
Right.
Do you need to connect the center bit for the E?
For the E? Nah, it won't let me connect to it.
Okay.
It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
Was Emma Skye.
That's why Maya wasn't his assistant.
Well, Maya's also gone. I think this is you, actually, now.
Oh, for Gant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll try. See, Worthy, I can't say I didn't warn you.
Do you want me to do Gant?
No, I got it.
Okay. I know you got it.
Chief Gant. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, worthy. Because of you, innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable.
I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately, the responsibility follows on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied.
What's going on at the prosecutor's office?
They might have sent an innocent man to his death.
How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order! 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 Order!
The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. All right. Ready?
Yeah, let me take another break if that's cool.
Yep, go for it.
2 minutes for vocal stuff. Yeah, BRB.
I don't know. This may be too long. I may have lied to everybody. I'm looking at what's left. Do you want to do a shorter stream and maybe a different game next week, Gilby? Oh, Gilby may have already left. Folks, there's a chance that we may be going one more stream. I may have fooled everybody. Ha ha! Pew pew pew. Take that. I am the trickiest. We'll see what Gilby says when they get back.
All right, my friend, let's hit it.
I was just looking at what's left in the walkthrough, and I was going to ask you if you think we should maybe do a shorter stream next week, and then maybe have another game ready in case we get done. But I think we may have too much left to do tonight.
Oh, then yes, let's end it here. I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right, folks, you heard it here. I have unfortunately lied to everybody. We are going to have one more, including ourselves. Yeah. We're going to have one more session next week to finish this off. I would rather us have all the time to make sure we do it right rather than pushing through it.
Yeah, let's do Right by Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, and I apologize for fooling everybody, but I do think that this is going to be...
We didn't know. We really didn't.
Yeah, we were as permissive as we always are with having fun around here, because that's what this is for, right? Is having fun. And so if that means we didn't quite get done, yeah, that's okay. So that means next week we will be back to Wednesday, I assume, Gilby?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, back to Wednesday next week at our normal starting time. I think we're going to have probably just our 8:30 to 10:30 normal. We'll be able to get this done. And maybe we will have another game that we will have ready just in case we finish up Phoenix Wright. But again, we appreciate everybody who's here. We appreciate you choosing to spend your time with us. We know that you have a lot of choices on what you can do for entertainment. So the fact that you are here at all is greatly valued to us.
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you so much to Shotogun for joining us this fine evening, for Fox Malone, and for Little Catty Cat 18, as always.
I love that you continue to call her Little Catty Cat.
It's Katie, isn't it?
It sure is.
God damn, I'm sorry, I guess it's this dyslexia. I'm just like, yeah, it's his cat.
It's his cat. So obviously it's a repeat. It's a catty cat.
I'm sorry, Katie.
But all right, folks.
Anyway.
I am going to see if I could find a stream for us to raid. Maybe see if there's somebody who is out doing some stuff.
Well, Nick, can you also pop in your YouTube channel that has
Oh, yes, I can. I went and got that link while we were working on some stuff. If anybody, I just closed that link. That's perfect. If anybody's interested in seeing back episodes of what we have done, feel free to come find us over at Pavel the Barbarian Bard. We are eventually going to find a way to merge these two accounts together so that these will be available for everybody to go back and see how we got to where we are.
Yes.
And I don't see particularly anybody that I want to raid, so we're not gonna. So we're just calling it a night.
Shade.
Right? So with that being said, thank you all so much for being here. I am Nick, a.k.a. Pavel the Barbarian Bard, with my bestest voiceover buddy,
Gilbert got a game. Hey, hey, hey.
and until we see you next, enjoy the games you play. Bye!
Bye.